mountain is the one they need to climb.
Pretty much. I mean, say he has the lowest hero pool at RIYADH Masters. If you exclude, you know, Saksa and Raykil, who were kind of stand-ins for this tournament, he only played 4 heroes so far at this tournament, which is pretty nuts to think about, that they're so close to getting top 3 with one player only playing 4 heroes. And these heroes have been some of the nerfed heroes, like Pugna, Techies mostly, Keeper of the Light. He's up there, so you're probably gonna know coming into this matchup what you're gonna play against, at least from the safe lane role.
Yeah, but at the same time, I would say, like, we've seen like gaming gladiators run just like 3 strategies at a time and like win majors, right? Because they were just so good at it. So this is definitely going to be a battle of a team, BB team, who likes their specific heroes. They're gonna pick. You're gonna see it coming, and then you're playing versus Spirit, who's a team that I feel like they're either counter picking or they're figuring it as they go right now, and they're picking a lot of unique heroes. You saw Bristleback the other day with an AA. They've got a lot of new different strategies, but are they going to be able to pull off these strategies? They don't play a lot because they're playing a new strat every game against a team that is super well polished like BB team.
I'm feeling a bit more confident about Team Spirit, if I'm honest here, BSJ, primarily because they're playing on Radiant side with first pick. That has usually been the winning formula for BB team. They're 100% on first pick. They're 84% if playing on the Radiant side. So already they're playing on a bit more of an uncomfortable pace at this tournament.
Yeah, I was fascinated by this Lion pick for Team Spirit. Of all the heroes to prioritize first, I actually theory crafted that it synergizes well with Darkseer, and it's also good against Darkseer for killing the illusions later. So I was wondering if they were going to pick Darkseer on 8, if that had any like contribution to them picking it this way. But I don't necessarily know, like, if you're giving them a counter pick in the carry role on BB team with an Undying 5 position already, is that a laneable lane? Like with Lion Darkseer?
Yeah, you know what you're going to play into. Darkseer is super strong laner, so I think they have a lot of options left in the pool to deal with these 2 heroes. Sure, it's shutdowns, like Medusa type heroes, especially Medusa, some illusion based heroes as well, because you're making the illusions. You have more illusions than them, killing their own illusions with Lion's mana drain, so you're like pretty much. But I do like what the BB team drafted for themselves. This is like a statement as well, because they talked in the interview, we said it on the panel, strong lanes, and I see Undying, I see Techies. Techies has been nerfed, but still, if he's paired up with the strong off-laner, it's very hard to deal with these 2 heroes.
Been a lot of classic lane matchups that we've seen throughout the year here with this Undying. Drow comes to mind. Maybe, given that you can't pick like the Terrorblades, the Morphlings, those seem dangerous into the docks here, does that give additional priority to the Drow Ranger perhaps?
I have not been a huge fan of this Drow Ranger right now. I will say, though, if Yatoro is playing it, maybe I get a little more confidence. He does like that hero, but he's not playing against the Darkseer this game. Both these players, Nightfall and Yatoro, they've proven that they have a huge hero pool in this tournament. They can play a multitude of heroes, but a lot of the good ones that Yatoro would want to play, or Nightfall, some of the good ones are taken out that way. But I don't think Morphling's that bad, honestly, against the Darkseer, but you are playing versus a Lion, so maybe not. That's part of the strength of why they picked this Darkseer as well. It will limit the hero pool and kind of give them a good idea of what Nightfall might want to play in this game.
Yeah, I remember talking to Seb at TI10, and he talked about how these tier 1 teams, they pick a lot of their heroes in order to simplify the enemy's draft, meaning that if you pick Darkseer, they're not going to pick Medusa, Naga, Terrorblade. So you're effectively pigeonholing them into specific heroes. And Morphling is a hero that you tend to generally see Undying Morph, and we've seen it own the Darkseer in lane. But now you also have the Lion, the instant hex, reliable burst. Yeah, even with the shard on Morphling, you cannot attribute shift through hexes because they're also considered silences. So they still have the answer, but I'm still concerned about their laning phase as we
grab ally.
Grab ally.
Yeah, that comes in clutch. This ability, like even after the changes, it feels super strong. Just like the save for 3 seconds, you got to focus the tombstone. He gets out maybe after 2 seconds, and then another save, maybe a 4-staff, a Glimmer Cape. Insane ability. Might be overtuned, but yeah, one of the reasons why Undying is popular, has been super popular in the previous patch, pre some of the nerfs, but still feels super strong. And they go with Morphling overall. They use this last ban that they have in the 2nd banning stage, removing Ancient Apparition, a hero that hasn't been talked at all until we got to the playoffs, and he seems to be like a hero of the playoffs pretty much for me, because some of these healing heroes, when you play against 9 pandas, you know that there's going to be some alchemists coming up, Morphling always strong, and the Lesh IO combination that we've seen time and time again through RIYADH Master, so you got to stop the healing, and not really surprised that the Ancient Apparition is banned overall.
You know what stops the healing? Drow Ranger.
Yep.
Hey.
Yeah, the ET Drow is like what I was thinking for Team Spirit here. Clockwork Drow.
Could be Clock Drow.
Be cool.
What I find interesting about this Ancient Apparition here, Fear, is that up until yesterday, when they deployed this Ancient Apparition, or 2 days ago, when they deployed it against Team Aster, it was never banned in the entire tournament.
Yeah.
Aster were the first team to ban it after losing to it, and now BB team recognizing, yeah, Miposhka's a bit cracked on this hero, just get it out of the game.
It's definitely on the radar, and they planned on picking Morphling anyway, so it seemed like a bit of a no-brainer there, so it definitely makes sense. And do you want the best carry matchup here, or do you want to save your carry for last pick so we can see his lane a bit more and pick your mid here? Choices I think Team Spirit are thinking about right now, because if you do pick Drow Ranger here, as it is good against this, but the instant like is gonna come out, right? Like if they pick Drow here, I know what I want. So this is the risk you run by picking your carry here, because you're gonna have an instant counter pick as we saw without bans.
They were waiting, like this was half a second after immediate
That was a statement.
like it, pretty much. It says, you know, we know what you're gonna go for. They know that the Drow Ranger is good matchup against Morphling, but they don't have this like and pick covered.
And I've been a little worried so far from the Drow Rangers I have seen so far. It's not like the Drow of old where you can just slam it in the first phase with some Undying and you're just good. The hero's going to hit some timing, you're going to win. Feels like if you do have these heroes like the Batrider, Lycan that can really just stay on top of the Drow, the game plan gets very complicated on how to play the Drow in these type of team fights, and the Morphlings becomes very simple. Just wait until one of my other cores or supports are on top of the Drow, then I can show.
I will say that usually Drow has a tougher time when there's a hero like Storm, like Ember, like Puck, or Tiny even. That's a nice ban. That's a very Eastern European kind of hero where you're running away from this Lycan, and then this hero's like wrapping behind you and cutting you off and saying like there's no escaping us. But they don't have that kind of hero yet, and I think that Team Spirit's draft is pretty good at peeling you off of the Drow. You have the stuns from Lion, the Vacuum Wall, Darkseer, Clockwork's very good at disjointing fights. So while I think Lycan is a sick pick and it's definitely good against Drow, by no means do I think Drow is like going to be unable to position in these fights so far.
Like he doesn't care if he is in shapeshift about your frost arrows, about your hexes. It needs to be stun. It needs to be hookshot, cogs pretty much, and a bit of a surprising ones, I would say, bans coming out from Team Spirit, because Tiny is slightly on the weaker side compared to some other mid laners that are left in the pool, but I want to see like their pick. Why did they exactly ban Tiny?
MMR is just a number.
I think they wanted Puck themselves. Like I think the Puck is bad against both the heroes that they banned, so that might have been what BB team was reading.
A lot of good mid laners are gone here. I was thinking Pango, but nope, Pango's out. We got the Ember out, Puck's out, Storm's out.
Queen of
the
Pain,
usual
Wind Rangers
here.
Like these heroes, something maneuverable, especially for Team Spirit, because they don't have lockdown. Like their heroes are really lacking in that department, so most likely Wind Ranger could be Queen of Pain, something that can roam around freely in a team fight, because these heroes, they don't care about Lycan. Eventually, maybe there's going to be like a nullifier for Wind Ranger, but other than that, it seems pretty good.
Yeah, I think the natural Gleipnir builder.
Yeah.
The Gleipnir builder is nice, because that's like one way to deal with the summons running at you.
Okay, so summons have been dealt with. On the side of BB team, they still need a matchup to go into the mid lane for themselves. So what stands out to you, Fear, as a GPK hero that's going to provide them? They also need some disable for themselves, and they need a lane matchup into the Wind Ranger, and they need a hero that can scale throughout the game.
I mean, something new is coming out for sure here, because all the heroes that he might want to play aren't really good in this game, or all the heroes he has played to this point. And I think what they just really need right now is some type of initiator. Lycan, he's going to take care of like the nullifier, the physical damage, or maybe we'll go Helm. Doesn't really matter at that point. But he needs someone to walk around the map and probably play as a Dragonite, a possibility.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was going to say Kunkka with a blade mill.
Oh,
GPK
no,
special.
No pirate, please.
No, the pirate has not been doing
Okay, fine. Dragonite's fine too.
Are there any other options?
I'm sure there is, but it's hard to like see.
I was thinking Quap on their side, but then again, you're playing it into Lion, into like Drow Ranger. I don't think this is an easy pick. I'm mostly down for some good old Dragonite, because they lack in stun department, and it just provides them with the low cooldown stun, some extra damage, and also BB team, a team that does love to scale when it comes down to late game, because you know that Pure, he's an ex-position 1 player, so he's going to be building into carry items.
Oh,
okay,
that works.
that's That's a good option, but then again,
Into
you're picked
Clockwork.
into Clockwork, so that's my concern. Into Gust. Not sure if I like it too much.
The other option is, right, like you pick the Dragonite into Drow Darkseer. It doesn't feel great either, so I don't think there's a perfect last pick here.
Well, what does it inspire confidence in you seeing the GPK Primal Beast BSJ? Because this is going to be the first time he's deploying it at this tournament. Is this the kind of game with $1 million on the line to go for the PB?
The reason I suggested the Kunkka was a hero that buys Phase Blade Mail. It gives you all the plus armor against Drow, and it allows you to just run at these heroes whose really only defense is to hit you. So I think that's what they were thinking with this Primal Beast. Yeah, it's countered by the Clockwork, but once you have like Blade Mail, BKB, your job in the fights is to be that hero that wraps behind the pressure that they're going to be able to create on Yatoro bottom with the pure level 6 and GPK on the Primal Beast mid. I can see what they're going for, but I do think they're going to take a BB team. I think they've got too much early game momentum from the lanes.
Yeah, I like what Team Spirit drafted for themselves. Maybe lacking slightly when it comes down to tower damage, especially sieging the high ground, so they need to take the fight. But overall, very good lineup at taking the fights, very good scaling lineup overall. Just again, I don't like Primal Beast into Clockwork. I've seen it way too many times, not just this tournament, but coming into this tournament as well. There have been too many games because Primal Beast became very popular, and not a big fan of it.
Yeah, even though Primal Beast into Clock is a bit rough, earlier in the year we saw that Drow Rangers were reliably losing into Primal Beast. So isolating the Clockwork away from the Drow Ranger, is that a viable strategy for BB team?
They can try their best. It's going to be a lot is going to depend on gameplay, and that's what I like about these two drafts. I can't say one team has the definitive edge in the draft. It feels like whoever just makes the better decision-making, better plays in this game will honestly take this game, and these are the games I love to watch.
And who are you backing though?
I'm definitely going to back BB team on this one because the clock is annoying, but I'm going to believe in GPK this game that he's going to be able to evade him and get that early BKB. That's what you really need. You need a fast BKB when you play this Primal versus Clock. If you can get there quickly, the matchup doesn't matter as much.
All right, well, we're going to be seeing what my panel's predictions, whether or not they're going to be coming to pass here as we are about to get into our first game. Before we do, though, we have some casters waiting in the wings, but we also have Jenkins on the floor with the coach interview.
Hey, Silent.
Hey,
Okay, you guys first picked line. Why'd you do that?
good hero.
Okay, doesn't want to reveal much. I get it. How about this last pick, GPK Primal Beast? Did that surprise you?
A little bit. I think we could pick a lot of heroes, so it's one of them.
If this game goes late, do you win?
If it goes late and we are not losing like 20k, I think we have good chances. Yeah, I think we are stronger late game.
All right, well, if you're a Team Spirit fan, you want them to go late game this game. And you know who else wants it to go late game? Suns fan and Kezu.
Thank you very much, Jenkins. Team Spirit and BB Team. Suns fan here with Kezu. Game number 1 of another upper bracket matchup. This time, Eastern Europeans at it again. So far, BB Team has had to play through 9 Pandas.
Yep.
And now Team Spirit, they just cannot leave their region. These teams know them better than anyone. So I feel like it's always a scary opponent, despite BB Team being considered possibly the most skilled team in the entire world.
I mean, both teams are disgustingly good. But Team Spirit's form right now with some of their players and how they're performing is just some top-notch. So we're honestly in for a banger game. As Bounty Runes.
Yeah, Mira.
Oh, body blocks.
Yeah, the body blocks from the Wolves. They're about to expire, though. See if that's enough for him to be able to get away, as TORONTOTOKYO will continue to chase and then back away.
No early blood grenade action here.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's not solo playing it, so not going to be using it. But BTBOOM, they do get the 3 out of the 4 bounties, it looks like.
Definitely good start for them, as Collapse is going to want to try and get himself through this early laning stage. Undying certainly a little bit annoying, but you do have the double... Oh, Nightfall. Losing just half HP to the shells here.
Yep, no big deal. All right, so yeah, talk to me about these lineups, because we get to see the old Drow Ranger, and this time it's Yatoro, who actually might buy Glacier. Not quite the meme. I mean, we'll see if that's actually true.
Honestly, Yatoro, I think he's the best Drow Ranger in Dota. I think with how I've seen him perform lately, I'm expecting a sick performance out of him. For BB here, so you have Primal Beast. Sure, he's picked into Clock, as they also touched on the panel. But you have Lycan. Like, when these two heroes help each other a lot getting into the fight, so sure, maybe you lock down one, but the other one, it could just be overwhelming. And that's what Team Boom Boom are going to have to play for here, in this mid game especially. Like, get in together and take the fight.
And TORONTOTOKYO.
Easy deny.
He is out of mana, but he has a crap ton of mangoes at his disposal. That's Collapse.
Good man up here from him. Like, he just makes sure that TORONTOTOKYO couldn't take this wave and pull it into Mira's wave, who's currently just dragging it around. Because what you love as a Darkseer, just have your creeps chilling behind the tower. Don't have to use too much mana to last hit. And just get yourself through like these early pesky levels of this Undying.
Yeah, so does Mira give solo XP here?
Yeah. He's just going to go and body TORONTOTOKYO, who's going to come over to try and contest. Just going to give all this XP to his good old friend.
Delicious.
Collapse.
Absolutely beautiful. See another Impale come out. In the mid lane, GPK will be playing the Primal Beast versus Larl's Wind Ranger. The panel kind of talked about the Primal Beast pick.
Yeah.
I mean, typically a strong hero, but against the likes of Clockwork, I mean, it just felt like there was not that great of a pickup as TORONTOTOKYO. Another right click is actually enough for Mira, despite being a pathetic Lion. We'll be able to get the Courier as well, and he'll be taking another wave for his Darkseer to farm up eventually.
That Mira kind of owning so far, getting all this chip damage, first blood, now pulling another wave for Collapse, as he does have stick charges.
Yeah, Adaptive Strike, not quite enough, and Mira will survive. He's getting everything out of this. Will likely go back to base now, or not.
Oh, perfect timing. There's a Lotus. I don't know if he wants to contest that with 80 HP.
Yeah, well, we've seen crazier things this tournament, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, talk to me about the Primal Beast pick into the likes of Clock.
I do think that Primal Beast is, as Mr. Larl drops a branch that he can't eat yet because he has no Tango. But Primal is really good with these summon heroes. I think it's great to have this mid hero that can easily rotate around the map. And Wind Ranger and Drow Ranger, they both hate heroes that get on top of them. So even though you're into the Clock, I think with all this overwhelming movement, it should be A-okay. I do hope he goes Blade Mail. Because if you don't buy it against Wind Ranger, it's got to be a dead item. And it's good on Primal.
Yeah, everybody says that, and then people stop building it entirely.
He will buy it. I have faith in GPK.
You might be right here.
I'm right.
And Larl right now sitting on 18-2, so GPK with a slight advantage in lane so far. And the bot lane, we can see Yatoro actually struggling a bit in the CS, 12-3 right now, if you compare that to the Morph a little bit behind.
I mean, I would say that BBT have a better bottom lane. Like, you have Clock 5. Clock is not very good against Lycan in the lane. Also, and you have to lance it against Lycan. And there's consistently this +4 techies who's just clapping you from 8 billion range.
Yeah, TORONTOTOKYO putting down the tombstone. Mira gets a nice Impale, trying to save Collapse's life. He might have to sacrifice himself for the greater good. Will get the gold out of the tombstone, dies shortly after.
Just very good play here from BBT. Oh, GPK!
Big onslaught from GPK, making his way over from the mid lane. They take out Yatoro. Miposhka, being chased by wolves, will likely still live.
Very nice move.
Very early rotation.
Yeah, with the double wave on the tower, getting the kill on him. Ooh, and Miposhka TP's out with barely any HP, but it's just to the tier 1. It's all this experience. It's going to be able to pick up some of it. Does salve up. Here comes Yatoro. Long TP though.
Another sticky bomb.
Oh, welcome back.
I thought that was definitely going to be onto the Clock, as Yatoro already close to half HP. And he's going to get pursued by these wolves.
They are so annoying.
A bit careful here. Gets off the Gus as Miposhka making his way over. These wolves are so annoying.
Good job by Miposhka.
Pop his fairy fire. There's a blood grenade again. Miposhka wants to finish off the techies, and he'll do so. Gets off the cogs as well, so more damage onto Pure with the tower. Getting a couple pop shots as well. TP's coming in as Larl gets off the... Whoa, he gets off the shackle into the beautiful power shot.
The beautiful pause.
May have forgotten the name of that spell just for a brief moment.
He did make up for it. So as Larl makes a good rotation, as GPK was back in base, so he had to end up going back mid. Early runes will come out soon, but BBT, a lot of pressure down in this bottom lane. As Yatoro.
Another sticky bomb with the blast off on top, and just like that, Yatoro dead for a second time. So when you thought that their lane was equalized a bit, He goes down again, but you can see the level advantage. Pure only level 3 right now, and his support in the techies 4.
Big move from Save here. Getting all this XP for himself. Now he can also leave Pure for a little bit to just pick up all these levels and farm for himself. So as Yatoro is going to have to make his way down bottom with a TP. Larl going back to base, but he doesn't have a TP, so you have to walk out. GPK looking around. Arcane Rune, very scary. I mean, Primal Beast has got to be... He's the best rune hero in the game. I think we talked about this like another time as well. Haste, Shield Rune, DD, Arcane Rune. I'm pretty sure we did. You just have goddamn goldfish brain.
Yeah, I've heard worse, so I'll take it. I mean, there's some runes that, I mean, Storm Spirit regen, right? But yeah, the others.
Yes.
Well, everything but illusion, essentially. Nice cogs. Yeah. Stop that onslaught in its tracks. As Save actually taking quite a bit of damage from Miposhka, but the trample is likely enough. Although the deny to the Mud Golems?
Nope.
No. GPK will claim another kill for himself.
Easy chunk down for GPK on the Beast.
And has a level advantage on the mid lane as well. And you can see with about a 400 net worth lead in addition.
I mean, BBT, they've got a lot of big timings here for now. Collapse in some trouble, will surge out.
Yeah, waveform didn't look like it connected there. Collapse will live. Has the Vanguard intact now as Mira coming in with an Impale. I mean what kind of ability do you want to see on Darkseer this game? Is this a Crimson game?
Yeah, it's gotta be some aura. Crimson or Pipe. I think like both is pretty good. It was a little bit of a miss. But I do think Spirit are in a little bit of trouble here. That's a 3k gold lead at 7 minutes against a lineup that in the mid game honestly has a lot of options to overrun you. There's the Blade Mail.
Okay, all right. Very good boy.
Yes. There's Arcane Rune farming with the trample. Very nice.
I mean, do you prefer Blade Mail when you're behind or ahead? Or does it matter?
I think it's just up to like hero matchup. Okay. Sure, I guess you would always love to just be ahead, but against these heroes, no matter if you're ahead or behind, it feels great. Miposhka.
8-minute rune. It's going to be the haste picked up by Save. Might cost him his life, although he gets off the taser, runs away.
Oh.
Focus fire onto GPK, but he's going to be able to get the onslaught off. Mira with the Impale shortly after. Tombstone, along with the blast off. You can see how fast the techies is with that haste still intact. And Larl, Hurricane back into the river, and a quick pulverize is enough. TORONTOTOKYO gets credit for that one.
Nice play from
dead for Spirit. And 2x B team able to take a pretty sizable lead now in the landing stage at 4K.
This early game is looking disgusting for Spirit because this Morphling from Nightfall, I don't really see how you kick him out. Whereas in return, I would say Pure is going to kick out Yatoro from this bottom. Like 5k gold lead at 850.
Yeah.
Not good.
Very absurd. I feel like every Drow game we see like this. Was Fear right? That Drow sucks.
Yeah, he was correct. He called that it sucks even before they picked it. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Yeah, now we have a smoke.
Yatoro pull out your TI sensors and TP out. Uh-oh.
GPK.
Oh no.
They're going to see Yatoro. No. I hear Lycan popping his ult as well. They're just going to go in for the good old-fashioned pulverize.
I think he's
They don't need much else. Trying to TP out, but the creeps more than enough as Pure doesn't even bother bringing his hero over. Just lets the creeps do their job. And with all these heroes here, you have to think that the tier 1 is also in peril for the side of Team Spirit.
Well, this is why everyone fears this team. But they're the strongest individual laning team, I would say, in all of Dota 2 right now, and they're showing that here. This might be a 6k lead at 10.
It is.
That is disgusting.
Well, we got some stacks for potential catch-up here from Team Spirit's side. And aside from the stacks, what do they need to try to do to get back in this game? Because you can see the top 3 net worths all on the side.
They need okay, we need support level 6s. I think especially Miposhka 6 to be Iron Shelled. So that's good. You need a Iron Shell hookshot and like try to pick off maybe GPK when he's in the front. I don't really see Nightfall being able to die here unless you smoke, hex, stun, finger him like in a really nice position. So Spirit, they need levels, smoke up, use your spells, and try and get back in this game. Not on GPK though, because he's got a shield rune with a blade mail.
Yeah.
So before you kill him, you guys are all killing yourselves.
Yeah. And although he doesn't have one in Uproar, some part of him doesn't mind being focus fired anyway.
Oh, he wants to be
and of course with blade mail now being acquired.
Collapse is in trouble.
GPK making his way to the top lane with the trample into the pulverize. And GPK ends up with the kill instead of Nightfall, but Yeah, everything going the way of BB team right now.
It's not easy for them to play this map right now, right? We can see, oh, if they can steal these stacks too. Or just force a fight here for BBT.
Okay. Oh boy. Cogs comes out. Onslaught is going to be disrupted by the Cogs. The GPK going for the trample play.
Not taking any damage.
Yeah, I don't know if Spirit can even contest this, especially considering the rest of BB team are here and ready. Even if it gets split, this is a win for BB team.
I hear a Lycan form as well. Pure is coming.
Sticky bomb onto Larl. Mira. He's gonna.
Holy.
Creeps just kill them all by themselves.
He's dead as well.
They don't even need a hero involved, and Larl is next. And this is getting out of hand. BB team are crushing Team Spirit in this game number 1.
Okay, that's going to be a 12-minute tier 1 tower after stealing all their stacks, and Spirit, it's going to be hard for them to kind of crawl their way back in this. I do think there's got to be a smoke available after what you push out some lanes. Maybe Yatoro forces people bottom, then he dodges the gank and gets the TP out, but an 8k lead at this point is just filthy.
You know, you can see the replay here. Not only getting the stacks, but heroes. Look at Mira. This is one of the most pathetic deaths I've seen.
He doesn't even have to hit him with the hero. He's just dying to skeletons.
Yeah. I did say that, but you weren't listening, of course. But
yeah, just returning the favor.
Yep, sounds good.
Nope.
Oh! GPK gets off his blade, but dies shortly after. Larl, super low, will be able to just barely get out of dodge, and that's a double kill for Collapse, showing up with a nice wall. They get some valuable kills on the way on the side of Spirit.
We have seen this in some of the matches, both Kiyotaka and GPK. I do think there's a, you know, a way for overplaying on their side as Spirit. Some very needed comeback gold and experience in this game. And of course, they're still up 7k at 13, so I don't think they mind too much.
Yeah, a lot of these core players do have the ability to make questionable decisions when they're very confident.
Yeah, as do you.
Thank you. I was thinking more of 23 Savage in the last game.
Too soon. Stop.
Yeah, that
if you're listening,
that was actually really rough to watch.
Don't do it. Moving on in this game because I don't want to cry.
Pure, as the Helm of the Overlord finished at base, and BB team are looking for another potential catch here on the Yatoro, who, I mean, treads almost done with the Dragon Lance, but a lot more than that.
I mean, BB team, if they just start the fight on their terms, like with some you Lycan form at the same time where GPK is like an onslaught into the fight, I don't really see how Spirit can kind of fight back. So they'll have to look around these tier 2s, maybe with glyphs available, which currently they don't have, and just like keep playing the map. Yatoro needs more time, Larl needs more time. But if BB just come at you on their pace, it's really hard to respond.
Yeah. They're showing already early on in game number 1 why they are potentially the most feared team in Dota right now. As long as they can keep their heads on straight, which is a big if, let's be real.
Being real?
But if they do, they have a lot of potential to be potential champions even in a tournament like this.
In-game is slowing down a little bit. If BB team don't find too many aggressive moves, they can definitely think about Roche very soon, as Nightfall absolutely untouched in this game so far on the Morphling as well. And Pure's net worth is, I mean, all their net worths are actually disgusting. 8,000 on Lycan at 14 minutes.
Yeah. Is there any potential for Spirit to try to, I was going to say steal Roche, but BB team have a way better Roche team as well.
Spirit have done
Focus Fire Drow with the Clockwork up front.
Spirit have done it before, but honestly, if BBT give up Roche or Spirit get to sneak, I feel like BBT would have to be actual AFK.
Yeah.
So I don't see it happening this time around, as Yatoro
spotted, gets off a nice gust, but
it will only delay.
Yeah, Pulverize to come. You can see a TP coming in, Tombstone placed as well. Another easy kill.
Oh, they got Nightfall.
Okay. Okay, was that?
The 2 supports coming in clutch.
Low on Agi, or high on Agi, I suppose. Low on brain cells, maybe, for me. As a tier 2 tower will be taken out, so despite losing their carry, they get the other carry.
Actually, a sick player they did that without vision, so Maso just ran in, got the instant hex into the finger off, but BB team do get the tier 2, and looks like they're probably just going to be thinking about Roche here.
Yeah, I would think so.
Oh, yeah, we just see it on the minimap, as Mira just gets to run it on Nightfall. Just claps him out of the... Oh, yeah. Oh, the hook shot as well for good measure.
That's right. Can't take any chances when you're down this much. Into the Roche pit they will likely go. And
Nightfall does not care about the Roche.
well, doesn't really have to, because you have Pure on the Lycan, and that's the main way that you will be able to shred this guy.
Just being very efficient. I think they're just going to give it to GPK here. Allow him to continue to get into the map, as Nightfall is going to just rack up his gold and the XP in this game.
Yep, Pure Sacred Relics on the list, so I would assume it's a Nullifier.
Nullifier is a very good item in this game. All the Hurricane Pikes that may come out, the Wind Run, the Surge as well. So very good itemization here from Pure. Just continue to push the game forward with your net worth lead in this game.
Smoke from Spirit. We need to get something out of this. That goes without saying.
Do they have any wards on them? They have one on the clock, and they do see Nightfall.
Yeah. Need to find a way to surprise him. Techie's mine. He uses his waveform, but you can see Spirit just really careful, thinking that there's an entire team behind Nightfall, and they're not far off. That helps, though. Blink onto the Lion. That is a way to be able to close the gap and surprise the likes of Morphling.
Yeah, I think 5-on-5s is still very hard for Spirit to take in this game, which means you want to try to keep a more open map. Look for pickoffs as BB team. Hello, Yatoro.
Yeah, another Pulverize into a trample, but the mech comes out from Collapse. Is it going to be enough to save? Yatoro puts down the wall as Pure. I think he has one thing on his mind. He wants the Drow. Shackles there, though, into the Focus Fire. And this is going to be the death of Pure. Too aggressive from BB team. As Toronto-Tokyo might be next on the list. Although GPK comes in with an onslaught, getting controlled shortly after.
Reinforcements are here.
So despite having the Aegis, Spirit able to capitalize on the positioning error there from Pure.
Pretty sick that they actually get to like hold a little bit, get some of these kills into the game, because I mean when you're this far ahead, like giving up a few of these kills is very costly.
Yeah. Still a 7k lead, of course, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. BKB now on GPK, but he gets hookshot into the cogs.
He's gonna walk it off
to the outside, and now Onslaught's back in.
BKB is here.
Into the Pulverize, showing off that newly picked up BKB. Double kill for Nightfall. And BB team, I was gonna say they're close to the Torment, but it's 19.
When you cast the games, it will spawn at 18 minutes, of course, just
wish.
like last time.
That'll be a good buff. I mean, they're going to ignore it for 10 minutes anyway, so what's the point?
That's true. It could be up and no one cares.
Yeah.
As GPK, he just baits you with the high five. You think he's being stupid, but he's just baiting you. He just walks it off, comes back in with his freshly picked up BKB. An easy double kill for them.
Yeah.
Continuing to push the game forward here.
Dire are scanning.
And the execution from BB team, extremely high level right now. They're playing... In this tournament, they've been playing the best Dota that they've ever played, I would say.
Now, ooh, Mira with the Hex blink out.
Onslaught's coming for you, though, and the Blast Off actually cancels the TP.
Oh, that's on.
And they gain vision. Pulverizes there into the Techie's mine. 11k lead for B plus B team.
I mean, they are kind of doing it. And also, a lot of the itemization is great. I love the drums on Toronto, going for the Force next. Save already has a Force F himself, too. We touched on the Nullifier, which on Pure is nearly out. So they're just continuing to eat up this map. Nightfall playing around top, working or trying to work on his Ag and his Scepter as well. Of course, that's a big timing for the good old Waterman.
And this lead just continuing to grow.
Focus fire on...
Spirit have not done anything to get back in this game. He actually takes over another creep, so Larl doesn't even get the gold for that one.
That's the job from Pure, not to feed any gold away.
Yep, and his Nullifier is about to be finished. Aegis is up for another minute on the side of GPK.
Pure's Nullifier and Helm of Overlord before even having level 2 ult. That is disgusting.
Yeah. It's been that kind of a game for BB team.
Miposhka is doing some space.
Yeah, doing something. I was going to say, so for Team Spirit, the one thing they could have done was try to contest the Roche, or at least take it before BB team, but obviously the Aegis already on the side. of their counterparts. Struggling to find a way for them to get back into this game. But the high ground defense could be a potential thing.
They see them on this great ward.
Pipe is picked up by Collapse. Save not able to get the full initiation.
Okay, good surge.
Darkseer able to surge himself. Miposhka might be the one caught out though. Pavis applied. Nice vacuum to give him a little bit of space. Being able to hook shot to Zombie. It looks like Nullifier to the other side of the wall. Impenetrable. No way to get through, but the Tormentor will be going the way of BTBOOM team. And let's see who gets the shard.
Save, run away, bro.
It's going to go to Save.
The reactive Taserinsky.
And that on Lycan, on Primal Beast, on Morphling, absurdly good.
Okay, so Pipe is completed. I don't even think Collapse is going to want to even bother building a Crimson Guard. Like, there's a Nullifier already on Dire, so no need for that. There's a Lizard pushing in the lane for Pure. Blink completed as well. Some of these item timings are not okay on BB team. But overall for Spirit, like, they are falling behind, but I think they're still doing a decent job at maintaining the map.
They're the best team in the world.
Because they kill both
Tormentors, both dead at 22 minutes. Grab ally at your disposal. That's, of course, the one they've been wanting.
Of course.
Because everyone would want that for free.
I mean, now even if Spirit go together and try to get a pick off, it's just hard. There's going to be the grab ally if TORONTOTOKYO can make his way there. So I think for Spirit, the gameplay will not change in the next few minutes. You need to split push. You need to get to the later stages of this game.
Defending this tier 1 tower, not wanting to give up an inch anywhere on the map. We'll see if they're able to get this tier 1 at the very least. You would think that BB team would show some mercy to the regional counterparts, Team Spirit.
So just Nightfall pushes in bottom. They might just go for the mid tier 2 next, and honestly, they might even like end up poking this high ground. They know that Spirit have nothing in them to fight back in this game. And BB team, they're one of the most aggressive teams. Like, they're not going to shy away from making a crazy play and just trying to get in your face even more.
Yeah. Well, Collapse does have a bunch of utility for a potential high ground defense. And I mean, how powerful could this vac wall be? Getting illusions of a Morphling always pretty good, especially when they're this farmed. As GPK
space
defending the tier 1 tower, Miposhka will die. Mira's gonna get spotted out, but should be able to TP.
Still getting some decent items. We got the Philosopher's Stone, Yatoro. Probably, yeah, I mean, they're gonna try what? Get this Aghanim, the vac wall you touched on. Morph Illusion is a banger one.
Yeah,
that's for sure. But the rest kind of meh. I mean, I guess you can steal the Lycan Helm of Overlord for your Drow and for your Wind Ranger, so that's not a joke. Getting that aura is pretty good.
I feel like we've seen a few games in this tournament where a team gets off to a really good start in the laning stage, and the other team is able to at least stem the bleeding to some degree. But this is just getting worse and worse and worse, and they're not really even fighting.
They can't fight.
It's just growing.
Yeah, it's with how BB team are playing, it's just not easy for them to move around this map, because wherever they go, just gotta run away. You need to be afraid of the wolves as well. Might be giving you vision there. So overall, I mean, Spirit have got to play the clock here.
Well, it's a bit of a later Roche, so I guess that is perhaps good news for Spirit. 2 minutes away, as Greaves now online for Collapse.
Nope.
You're gonna see the Pulverize onto Miposhka. Does pop his Pavis, but he is all alone.
Any hook shots?
Finally stacks there. He's TPing. He's actually going to be out.
Space.
Yeah. I mean, GPK obviously could have popped his BKB a little bit earlier. But
I would say both of them are like kind of okay with this. You kick out the clock, but I think Miposhka is also very happy about just making some space. Because any more golden XP you can get, as Shapeshift was used to. Okay. So, BTBOOM gonna wait for the Roche. As Larl in the triangle, but looks like GPK is hunting.
Yeah, he's gonna get the Pulverize to start things out. And Larl
nice onslaught.
Onslaughted after the fact as Collapse gets off his Grease, but a
Surge
nice
pipe.
blast off coming from Save, but a beautiful vac wall with the multi-shot to follow. Looks like this Undying is gonna be the first to fall. So finally, Team Spirit showing some signs of life.
Can we show the CS department real quick? I think Yatoro's CS in this game, with the position they're in, is actually disgusting.
That's true.
269. Like, he has an axe in this fight. He did split the Dragonlance, which we have seen before. Collapse with a very nice turn here. You get the back wall, I think Greaves, Pipe, Surge, everything to keep Larl alive. And Yatoro, I mean, let's not underestimate the Drow versus Dwarf matchup. It's a good one for the Drow range if you do get to hit.
Yep, that is true. Well, Team Spirit
Not
cutting
too
into
happy
this
about
lead
that.
a bit. That's the first time they've cut into this ever-growing lead. It was about 16K before. Now to 12. As they're going to smoke up, knowing that Roche could potentially be spawning, and he actually will be in 5 seconds. Save will be able to spot this first with the mine.
Still not an easy fight for Spirit. Sure, you do have this Aghanims on your Toro and you're getting more items on your cores, but BBT is still majorly in the driver's seat here, right? You've got all these BKBs. Even Nightfall picked up his BKB.
Yeah, they're trying. You can see Spirit are trying to do the cheeky steal. They're gonna need some sort of vision.
They need Miposhka too. So you can maybe try, what, Rocket Flare into a steal?
And if you Rocket Flare, that gives them a little bit of time. If it's not perfectly timed,
I'm down for this play. Here it comes.
might just go for the blind hook shot right after Roche dies. This is the second Roche, so maybe you'll be able to get the cheese.
Oh, can Mira do them dirty?
One of the two.
They lost vision. 3, 2,
Mira. Going in really deep. Blast off as Nightfall kills Mira, takes the Aegis. That is unfortunate for Team Spirit as BB team continue to win every engagement, it feels like, minus that last small one.
Well, this is just both teams playing a very nice Dota. Like, Spirit know that, okay, we cannot contest this. What is the best thing we can do? Keep your cores farming, while the two heroes who could maybe contest, he was very close. Like, if they had got like one hit of more each and he fingers the Roche here and it dies, he just got it.
Yeah, that was close.
So honestly, nice heads-up play from both teams. Oh yeah, the bird's eye view.
Beautiful. So Aegis cheese on the side of BB team.
Lots of drawing coming out as Larl telling his team something about top and bottom.
Crazed drawing.
There's a DD rune up top, which Spirits see it. They're the ones with a ward here, so Larl might be able to bottle that up for himself.
Yeah, collapse. I think this is maybe the most important hero for Spirit.
Yeah.
For any kind of defense, he is of the utmost importance. He's getting closer to Shiva's.
I mean,
Actually, a little bit surprised he's going for that instead of just the outright blink.
for collapse here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he might still change it up, because I agree. I kind of like Blink. Like, if you're 2xB team here, you still feel very good and you're up 12k gold, but cannot underestimate some Vacuum, Impale later on in the game with this Drow Ranger playing on range. So they're going to poke in the high ground now.
Indeed, they have the Aegis to work with. Fortify is up. These are some difficult heroes to kill.
It's a DD Wind Ranger, and remember, there's a Drow aura. You're getting attack speed, you're actually even getting bonus damage from the bonus agility as well, since you're universal.
True. And it does have the hypothermia onto Nightfall. As a tombstone is placed, pulverize initiation, but the hook shot cancels. GPK is stuck inside the cogs now. Is Nightfall getting controlled a bit? As 5 stacks the hypothermia. He does have to be careful with that despite having the Aegis.
Force F.
Techies, likely the first to drop. No, the big soul rip coming out will save him. As Nightfall and company looking to disengage completely.
Vacuum wall.
Back wall onto 2 with the Gleipnir to follow. Nice force that's going to save Techies, but they're going to lose Pure. And now Bebop
wait for him
on the run. We're going to get some vision of Nightfall. If they can get this Aegis, this would be enormous. But he turns
flip-flop into double force.
Drow with the gust to get the Gleipnir again. Mira continuing to control, draining mana as well. That's enough. Aegis down.
He has Banta.
Now he's surrounded. Cogs are there. He's getting controlled up. He gets off the attribute shift though into the waveform.
Oh, the vacuum!
The vacuum down to the low ground, gusted up, impaled, and destroyed.
Uh-oh, Boombox. Not the fight that they won on the enemy high ground there. Spirit were really ready in all the counterplay. Hookshot to cancel the pulverize at the start and then just going too deep. I mean, Team Spirit's team fight, when they just get to sit in the back and kite, like they were kiting this out so nicely, and now they just get to follow. With a good Shackle follow-up, like this vacuum wall to just follow and keep the fight going.
Yep, that was a clean defense. Very nicely played from Spirit. And
Even
BB
this
team,
chase here.
they do
The
get
double
punished.
force staff. What a beautiful play. Psychic headband into the hex stun. And I thought maybe Nightfall is fine here because he had the Manta on the respawn. That's just perfect layering.
Yeah, this vacuum. Everybody's all over the place. I mean, what do you think of the Drow Morphling matchup when it gets to like mid to late game, just on average?
Drow Ranger. Drow Ranger favorite for sure. You ignore all the armor, you're high range yourself, you have like all the stacking up now of the arrows and slowing down the regen, stacking damage with the Aghanims. So if your Toro just gets to hit and play longer fights, which currently seems to be the case for them, I definitely prefer their scaling over BBT's.
Yeah, they have definitely cut into this lead severely. We thought that BB team would be able to kind of run away with this thing, but now some power spikes coming the way for Team Spirit. The Hurricane Pike came during that fight for Yatoro, and already has an ultimate orb into the eventual Silver Edge, it looks like. Not opting for the Glacier, unfortunately.
Did he want to build the Lincolns? Or is that coming right now? With the orb against the Morph, I guess. One thing he might be thinking about.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, there is a Lincoln's recipe in this quick buy. They found Miposhka with the Wolves, but...
Miposhka!
Ooh.
Barely.
That was a long TP and I still couldn't get him as Tormentor picked up for the jetpack for Miposhki. So down to a 6k lead only for BBT here.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised about this win probability. Team Spirit, just one of the best teams at clawing
55%.
Yeah.
And they're down 6k right now. Gaben likes the matchup.
I mean, honestly, you have two physical cores, kind of. I mean, Morph is somewhat of a hybrid, but Wind Ranger with this Drow Ranger aura, like, cannot underestimate it. With all these auras and teamfight behind, like, BBT is safe. Jesus, my friend.
That was close, but Habibi team able to secure the shard for Pure.
And sure, you have the AC now as well, right, on the Lycan, but Collapse has a Shivas himself. He's got Greaves and Pipe, and if he just walls Pure, they get AC and the Helm of Overlord aura for both of his range cores. Honestly, that illusion might be more valuable than Nightfall's.
Yeah, quite possibly could be.
Oop. Some cog action going on.
Yep, very important. I'm impressed though. Spirit, we talked about it before. They're very familiar with BB team.
Yep.
Played them a lot, along with Nine Pandas, of course. So probably if I had to say, this is just a guess, probably the two teams that are least afraid of playing against them.
Probably so.
Right? Because they've just played against them so many times.
They've played against each other a lot in DPC. I think Spirit had their number for the first two DPCs.
Yeah, which if you think about it, might be considered a bad draw for BB team.
Potentially, yeah. I think BBT just kind of outskill a lot of other teams, but Spirit, they kind of know how to hold on, how to play against it. There's TORONTOTOKYO with his classic bongo build. I do love the bongo boots for this lineup as well. As a third Roche will soon be on the deck. 1 more minute until we know the respawn.
These are really fast Roche. Or, I mean, the fact that we're talking about a third Roche at 34 minutes.
Yeah.
Willie and Wonka
have died 15 times.
Yeah. Wonka survives because they keep creating remakes of that movie, so why not?
I mean, they're looking. How's the vision looking? Spirit have one ward like deep behind enemy lines, which it doesn't see them yet. But if they can
into these techies' minds is so annoying.
If they can force BBT back into this ward that they have, that will be big for them. But let's see, Miposhka dropping half HP here.
Well, 20 seconds until we know. Roche off. This would be the first Roche off of the game, despite it being the third Roche. But it feels like Team Spirit actually can contest.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time that Spirit can fight back in this game. They've done a tremendous job so far to even, like, be in this position.
Yeah. Well, we can see that barbecue.
What? Damn it. Shannon, keep it together. You didn't even finish the whole term.
It's so stupid. I can't say that one is too funny. As we have teams stop laughing. As Larl will focus fire this Tier 3 in the mid lane.
Okay.
Oh, I hear Lycan ult. Nice blast
Yatoro?
off. They're gonna find Yatoro right off the bat, and he's dead. All alone.
Oh my goodness. Well,
But
Larl is
Larl-
doing his best Zai impression.
Absolutely. Not too shabby. Gets the Gleipnir as well and escapes. This is 60 seconds where they can take Roche because it's already spawned.
I honestly think this might just be theirs. Spirit might want to look for a similar play that they did before, but BBT have got to be ready for this one this time as Miposhka.
Miposhka. He gets to
Holy
lead it.
base.
So much burst damage from BB team.
I mean, Larl is back at the mid tier 3 though.
Not quite. But yeah, very close.
He did nearly get the entire tower there. So Spirit gonna gate to bottom with a quick pause. Sorry, no gates, but TPs. As I mean,
Okay.
BBT will be able to just pick up the Roche for free here.
Yeah, I would
I don't
think so.
see any counterplay to it. Which it will give them a refresher shard. I wonder if you want to give that to... I mean, both Pure and GPK, I think, can use it very well to try and keep the momentum of the fight going and keep pushing forward. Because that's the most important thing when you play against these range carriers. You need to get on top of them. Force them to run away.
I mean, there is 40 seconds. And for the side of BB team, it's only Pure in the pit. Although Nightfall's not too far away, so yeah, I guess that is plenty of time in the end.
Nightfall he'll be there. The auras are pretty important, though, for this Morphling Drow matchup. You're with the AC. I don't know if there's a Solar Crest in the mix as well, but definitely want to help Nightfall with some of that.
Yeah, this is the Roche with a refresher shard, so I would guess that GPK would be the one to take it, actually.
I just said all of this 30 seconds ago.
What? What'd you say?
The refresher shard will be important for GPK.
Did you say that before me? All right, good. Having a lot of fun
about
here.
food.
Having a lot of fun here casting Boombox team. As
Could be worse. Oh, wait.
they are on the steps of killing.
I don't think so.
All right, just get yourself together here.
No, we're
Kazu.
back.
Everything's fine.
We're back in the game.
Unpaused and into the Roche pit they go.
It's one of these games where even though one team is very far ahead, you know that the game is way more even than what the numbers show you.
Tier 3 dead. So it is a trade of sorts. Yatoro obviously not wanting to die like he did, but they at least get something out of it, which we saw the importance of that, like you brought up with Zai in the last game. I mean, if he hadn't gotten those double racks earlier, it's the Shackle shot, not going to connect on the Pure,
good
but a big
back though.
wall, but this is more of a defensive measure, it looks like, from Team Spirit. Surprised that they actually want to fight despite Yatoro not being alive. Mira's dead. Maybe they weren't expecting BB team to show up in full force this fast.
Honestly, if that Shackle connects, as the illusions are just straight up AFK, I think if the Shackle connects, that might just be a kill. I don't know if Toronto was close enough to grab ally and then save, but I do kind of like the play from both teams. BBT with a good reaction. Now they can push in some more lanes on the map. Spirit gonna keep trying to just delay and get a better position on this map for now.
And Nightfall is an absolute monster. My goodness, he is farmed. 25k net worth with a 3k lead just on Yatoro, who we've praised for being so efficient on his farming patterns this game, despite being at the disadvantage pretty much from the get-go.
Larl does get out.
Got to give credit to Larl, though, as well. He's been definitely keeping them in the game as
Oh, for sure. Like
a little bit here.
Some good map movement for him, pressuring the tier 3 around mid. And now he's just scaling very well. Like, cannot stress it often enough.
Also, Aegis and Cheese for BB team. As Pure pretty damn close to finishing his BKB. And it looks like Nightfall is that a Daedalus? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing still for Nightfall is that he's going to have to tell his team about how to fight. Because even if Yatoro is behind, like right now it's 3k net worth, but even if it's like 5 or 6, he needs to tell his team exactly what he needs them to do. Because if Yatoro gets to hit him or his team freely, I think Spirits still have great chances in the next team fights. As scouting out.
Just pushing this into a smoke. It looks like Spirit want to perhaps be the aggressors despite being against his Aegis right now.
I mean, Nightfall's picking out this mid lane. Surely they saw what happened last game where you just keep letting the enemy team push in one lane. Well, suddenly you have Larl going mid again, because your mid ranks are also exposed, because BBT, they would have come pushing bottom and start knocking at these racks.
No.
They're picking out Larl, who gets himself some more bonus gold here.
Yeah, they're doing a great job of delaying this. Essentially just deleting some time from this Aegis, but I think more of it than anything is BB team just waiting for these items to come out before they're comfortable pushing, because what happened last time, it can't happen again, because that gives more opportunity for Spirit to get back in this game.
I do like the freedom and confidence, though, especially from Larl on this map that you touched on earlier, and it's not too surprising that these two teams are having long games. I think BB have the longest average game time, and Spirit have like the third longest. So I think we're going to be in for more game time and more bangers here, as Yatoro does have the Shadow Blade.
Yeah, he does.
So he will be masked.
Him be first a few times where he just dies right off the bat.
Larl, good shackle.
Shackle shot onto the Undying. Trying to get forced after safety.
He's
onto the other side of the river. He lives. Pure is in there now with his ult and his BKB, his GPK showing off his Aghanim Scepter. Doing absolutely massive damage. Man,
nice
a lot of
though.
walking in this game. They're going to be able to take out the Clockwork. Somehow that's the first death in this fight. And Mira completely whipping his Impale. My goodness. That's a double kill for Nightfall, taking advantage.
Good onslaught.
GPK gets off his BKB, along with his Uproar Ags. That's a buyback onto
another wolf form.
Pure, I guess that's the refresher orb used by him. And the cheese, I believe, popped by GPK. So using a lot of these consumables.
Okay, Larl is back.
Larl focusing again on the Undying.
Another save.
Again, forced staff to safety. They cannot kill this Undying. But GPK completely left alone now inside the cogs. But getting off the Uproar again as Pure trying to isolate Yatoro with that Nullifier, but has to run out because his ult is running out. GPK looks like he's going to be left to die. And somehow Team Spirit did cost them a buyback, but they defend, and now Pure in his human form, slow to a crawl, hook shot as well onto the Morphling. He's completely drained of mana. This might be another kill. He's getting his attribute shift off.
We've seen this before.
But this is going to be death number 1.
No cogs. There's a stun available on Mira.
Yep, the gust.
Oh my god, they got him
right
again.
Clicks, more than enough damage. And Team Spirit, I have no idea how they're doing it, but they continue to defend.
They just kite so nicely back and forth. 2 buybacks as well. I mean, I understand BBT chasing in these fights, but god damn. Spirit just keep fighting back. You have no Nightfall now for 70 seconds.
Yeah. There's no tower here, as we've mentioned so many times. So Yatoro, he's just going to go for the buildings. Can BB Team do anything about it? It doesn't look like it. This is going to be a full set of racks for Team Spirit. And he's actually going to poke at the tier 4s to start things out, trying to force a buyback onto GPK. But this is a ton of damage. They're going to use their fortification as well.
They hit
GPK
really
up
hard.
in 15 seconds. Yeah, this is a drought. This is no joke.
BBB Team have to do something here.
Nice blast off from Save, getting off some Techie's mines as well. But forced staff to safety, gonna prevent a little bit of damage thanks to the disarm, but Yatoro's just back at it again. This is tier 4 tower number 1 down.
Okay, Pure's back.
It's a 4v5 still, even with Pure, as the Undying Tombstone will be healed up at the last moment. GPK showing up out of nowhere, deletes Miposhka, looking for Yatoro next, but there's the Shadow Blade.
It's gonna be fine.
Pale gonna connect on some creeps. That's a little bit better than last time, but not good enough. Sticky Bomb is there, big back wall onto several heroes. GPK getting bursted from 100 to 0. Does have buyback still. Morphling up naturally in 3 seconds. Shackle not connecting. And with that, Spirit might need to back off, because Boom Shakalaka team, they're up and running.
I cannot believe they got so much out of this. The defense into... You go on the tier 4s, you just poke. You get more kills out of it. You force a Toronto-Tokyo buyback. They got a tier 4, nearly a second one, and now they're the ones in the driver's seat on this... They just gave him the bottle. Is it just to heal up? Okay. I thought there's some DD rune coming around. Shackle. It hits.
Yeah, focus fires there. Nice force staffs. The force staffs have been on point for BB Team. But it still hasn't been enough, because somehow Team Spirit now at the advantage.
I think BB Team, they need to take a breather and think about how they want to fight. Yatoro is just getting free fight after free fight. You need to go around and assassinate this Drow Ranger. He has got to be your #1 target. Like, smoke around, wait for him in the back, shapeshift. I don't know what you got to do, but they need to figure it out quickly or they're going to lose this game.
Yeah. 20 seconds for GPK. Obviously, we'll prefer not to buy back if he doesn't have to. It's a tier 4 tower. I mean, there's no point in going to other lanes. There's still tier 2s. Both tier 4 towers down. Ancient completely
25 on
exposed.
Yatoro.
Nice
Nice
gust onto save. Actually, it's a BKB.
Nightfall, nice
what
save.
in God's name? Tombstone, grab ally onto Nightfall. He pops his BKB shortly after coming as Yatoro.
What? He just got on the phone!
Ancient. Do they have enough damage? I can't believe it! Team Spirit have no business winning this game. Oh my goodness. More than enough damage from the Drow Ranger.